Okay, finally. Jesus Christ. Okay. How can I hear myself twice? Can you guys hear me twice? You tell me. Wow, look at GJ. GJ to the T. Okay. Okay. There we go. I'm trying to see. Okay. There we go. I think you guys can hear me now. Sick. Okay. Right. Okay, so welcome everyone. Finally got that up and running. Jesus Christ, I had to reset the PC and shit. The sound is coming twice. Is it good now? Okay, so yeah, in terms of my analysis last night, if you guys were here, holy mackerel, it was perfect. GJ has pushed all the way down. I said I wanted sales below 199,600, which happened here right at 6 AM. A little bit too early for me, but good stuff. Looking like it's doing that push, like I said yesterday. When candles start to lose fuel, then we reject, we start to push. That's great. So very, very nice. Now you can see here as well, I discussed that when we wanted to come back and retest here, that was the first level. So we've pushed down to here. So very, very, very bearish on GJ. That's good stuff. But yeah, my kind of focus right now is on gold. So you can see on gold, I said I wanted sales below 2,325.1. We closed on it, and we have not closed below. So that's fine. Looking like we're retracing right now. This 30-minute time frame has 10 minutes left for the candle. No lower wick yet. Looking like we're retracing. And as I said, you know, anywhere in that zone below, so anywhere in here, is a little bit scary because we've rejected there so many times. So we've got to be patient. We've got to wait for closures. But yeah, nice little push there. I really expected us to continue straight off the rip, but I'm happy. The good thing about this is that when we're coming up here, this gives me targets to put my stops on later on, so that's good. So yeah, in terms of gold, I'm just going to wait until we get the bearish signs. Looking at over here as well, the hourly candle closed bearish. We need to go retest the support, so we'll see how it deals with it right here. But if we start to reflip and push down, then I'm going to be looking for sells later on. So that is fine on Goldie. And again, GJ, well, we'll do a full analysis now because we've ripped past every single level, which I expected us to get to, which is good. So we'll do a Wanda, because Wanda you can see a little bit easier where we're going. So the daily time frame has no top wick on a Wanda. Wow. So we have ripped down pretty much the whole day so far. Yeah, there's been no JPY news either, so that's fine. It's just been ripping down, man. It needs a retracement. So this is the next kind of level where price could potentially get to. There's a little minor support here, but for the most part, when we pushed above this daily resistance, we haven't actually came back to it. So that is probably the first level where I think we could potentially get to. So that would be nice. Okay, and then obviously the daily resistance is up here now. That's where we've started to struggle. But filling that wick was what we expected this month. And obviously it's the end of the month now, starting to retrace. But overall, the month was really good in terms of direction. So let's take a look at the 4 hour. Obviously, this 4 hour candle is very strong. Wow. Very, very strong. So we had 4 hour resistance slash supports here. We had 4 hour resistance slash supports here. So just marking out the little 4 hour zones and whacking them on. We'll use a blue line for that. Okay, great. So now we're obviously continuing further down. The next kind of support is down here on the 4 hour, which could be a potential target for later on. And as I said yesterday, you needed to go retrace this resistance, and we've done that, so that was very good. Now, depending on this 4 hour closure in 2 hours time, if we close below this level, then we should really fill this range, which is good. So just marking these up. Let's take a look at the hourly time frame. Yeah, wow, look at this. So we have looking like a little bit of an order block here for all you whatever concepts you guys are looking at. But let's take a look then at the 30 and see where you could potentially go. Well, it looks like when you come here before, the range is from A to B in this area. And do we tap there pretty much every single time? A little bit higher up, I'd say. It looks like you can only tap here at least 198458. Okay. But it looks like for the most part, when we get below, we do just drive. So, you know, what I'd probably want here on GJ is a retracement of some sort. Price to pull back. And then for us to close back below and then continue driving down, okay? Now, this could just rip in the first candle. That's fine. I mean, you can look for that. However, it is easy to get in if you get a retracement because, you know, we know we get back down to lows when we retrace, find resistance. So it's kind of down to you in terms of what you want to do. But for the most part, all you got to do today is look for sells in GJ and you're going to find some, okay? We're very bearish. Look at these candles, very strong. Can you see the 30-minute candles have never broke the low of the previous, never broke the high of the previous, always breaks the low. So, yeah. Very, very, very good. So, we'll keep an eye out for this, but as I say, I kind of want some sort of retracement. What you can see as well, we'll look on the 15 as well, let's take a look here, is an extra little bit of support. So can you see to the left-hand side here, if I draw this grey line on around these areas here, okay, a little bit lower. So once we get below 198640, then we do just drive down to 400. So this could be the first level, and that obviously passes this little order block which people always like to take trades on. If we look to close below 198640, then what happens? Well, this candle here closes below, pushes down to 400. This candle here closes down, pushes all the way down to 260. So every single time we close below, we do drive, and obviously your stops would want to be above this kind of zone. So that's fine. So I may look potentially for sells below there, but I'd rather get in a little bit higher up because we've obviously pushed quite a lot already, and that's why a retracement for me would be the easiest solution to get into here. But yeah, looking nice. As I discussed, I wanted to mirror these candles here because these were very clean, and that's exactly what we did through 5 a.m. 6 a.m. Now, one key thing as well is you need to remember, right? This ran off, right? And a lot of people, especially actually even me, like back in the day, if I was trading, when I was learning, I'd be annoyed that I missed this move. I'm like, oh man, I marked it all up and I wanted to take this trade and it was going to look nice. However, you know, sometimes it's not in your trading hours, right? And someone in Asian has to eat as well. So that's fine. Don't get too gassed or worried about, you know, missing a trade in that area. It just wasn't the time for you to take a trade. So that's fine. Okay. Whereas Goldie was absolutely perfect in terms of my zone. So I marked this up, all of this, last night on the Outlook. Okay, and you can see we bounced off my level. So definitely if we come below 23.25 and start to close below, I'm looking for that. But look at that, to the T, brother, to the T. We tapped off my zone. So that looks like my zones have been drawn on perfectly. And it means that when we get below there next time, we could be good. Now, in terms of buys, what would I potentially want? Well, obviously, I'd want the rejection. The daily candle obviously has broken the previous low, so it is bearish, which we've got to be careful for. And I am looking for sells because look at the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame, the previous one has closed bearish. This one's made a top wick, and we are reflipping right now to drive down to this support, 2,300. So I am very bearish on gold. However, I do understand that this zone here to the left-hand side is a danger zone. So never rush into gold sells when you're in levels where we've rejected before. Okay? We've rejected before. make sure you wait until you get further below and then you get the main push. Okay? So never try and jump into gold just because, oh, it's bearish today, it's retracing right now, I can get a better entry. This shit can wick you out like a motherfucker. You gotta be patient. Okay? So that's what I'm gonna be doing. And at some time this day, I will have sales probably below 2,325. If that's London, great. If that's NY, great. But I'll be in, boy. So yeah, that is pretty much it. But yeah, lovely move there. Straight off the rip at 6 o'clock. Very nice. That's a bit too early for me, man. 6:30 I looked, but 6 a.m. hell no. But I discussed this last night because the daily candles were getting smaller and smaller. And what does this look like? Well, it's candles losing fuel. So when you see bullish candles that are still printing bullish, but they're getting smaller and smaller, can you see here? What you'll tend to see is a big sell-off when you get the rejection. Okay, you can see here this bearish candle there was huge. Okay, can you see these candles are getting smaller and smaller in size? Okay, similar here, smaller and smaller in size, and then boom. That's just a little kind of situation that happens quite a lot of the time. So very good, very good. And this is obviously towards the end of the month. The good thing is it's making wicks for the next month. Obviously this is the last day of the month, is it? Or nearly the last day. Yeah, tomorrow's the last day of the month. So it's making us wicks for us to fill the next month, which is great. Which is very good. So Goldie's coming up. That's great. It's got 2 hours left for this 4-hour time frame. When the 4-hour closes, that's going to really give me an identification of what's going to happen. Or you'll have to wait until NY really, because this 4-hour candle needs to close really below this blue line. Okay, because you can see from the left hand side before. Okay, when we hold it, the 4-hour, the blue line, we still drive up. However, when you close below, like this one here, we retrace and then we push here, straight off the rip, close below, and then we drive. Okay, so a lot of opportunities here. You've just got to stay patient and wait for the opportunity. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna be waiting on GJ here for potential more sells. I just need a retracement, and then we can start to look. So what I mean by this is something like this, okay? So something like this. So price has made, you know, this kind of movement now already. I don't have the bloody thing. Sorry, I'm used to using Zoom, but Zoom is shit now. So this kind of area here is this bit here. Okay? And then obviously what we want now is some sort of retracement. Okay, which is this bit here. Okay? And then when we find resistance, hopefully retesting some certain levels, maybe up here. And then we ride it back down to the lows after resistance has been formed, okay? That is the simplest way to get into sales if you're a little bit later on, okay? Now, where would this come up to? Yeah, I mean, the hourly supports here, 199 flat would be a good little retracement. Because obviously it's a psychological level, but also it's a previous hourly support. So if your price is below the support now, it should respect it and it should make a resistance on it. So yeah, we've got a lot of movements here and it's looking good. But yeah, what a push through. Asian as well. Yeah, Asian moved quite a bit as well. But look at that, 6 o'clock. So in terms of if I was here at 6 o'clock just to show you, I would have probably got in. Well, I wanted it all below here, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, probably this break of the low there, 465. Because that would be the 30-minute break of the previous low. We've got a nice target down to the low at least. And then obviously TP2 would be 199. So yeah, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Let me take a look at YouTube chat over here. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Omar. Good morning, Cabello. Good morning, long time old friend. Hello, hello. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we're back in business, man. yeah, I've been really enjoying doing the outlooks for the day before. It seems to really help. Recently, haven't taken too many GJ trades because again, we look at the price action we've been having here. Damn, but now we're starting to move. And the funny thing is that the past couple months we've been taking lots of buys. Everything's been kind of bullish, but man, I love the sells. Sells are so much easier to take. Sells have got venom. Sells push hard. So that's great news if we start to maybe become a little bit bearish here. And I do expect us to get, yeah, 197,800 here would be great. So where are the clean zones have we got? Yeah, well, you can see here. Where else would I be balls deep in sells? Well, if you look here, if I just look on the 15-minute time frame and go along. So what I mean by this is now, because we're bearish, you've got to look for zones where price is going to push quickly. And you can see right here, once we get below 198,250, we have nothing until we get down to that zone. So how big is this zone here? 38 pips. So if I wanted to look for more sells, I would definitely look for sells below there. Because what you're going to do, in terms of how we trade, in terms of how I trade, is you've got to look for obviously direction. You've got to look and see what's going on in the higher time frames, but also you've got to make sure the zones you're going into are clean, okay? Because when you get clean zones, okay, it means, what I mean by clean is that price moves from A to B very quickly. Can you see here? So price moved in literally 2 50-minute candles, all that distance. Okay, so what that means is when we come back into this zone, we are most likely going to move exactly the same. We're going to move very quick. So it means that I can take my 20-30 pips and I can get out of there, okay? Because basically what you, in terms of how we trade is, you don't want to be, you know, if you want to write exactly what you want to do in a trade, you want to be in a trade that's zero drawdown, hopefully. That would be a beautiful situation. Zero drawdown's always the best. You'd want to be in a trade that's very quick, you know, 5-10 minutes. That would be beautiful, because why would you hold a trade on for an hour if you didn't need to, right? Because again, what if a news event comes out? It'll do you in, okay? So you kind of want to be into a trade that's quick, easy, and it pushes very nice, okay? So the same thing here for sells below. It's not as clean, however, we do drive down to the support, and it's a reasonable zone. It's not too bad. It's like, yeah, 24 pips. Not bad. Not bad. Gold looks bearish. Yes, it is bearish at the moment. Not overall, but again, in terms of the weekly, it is. Weekly still quite a higher time frame. Monthly still bullish though, but the weekly is what I'm interested in. I really expect this weekly candle to push down to 2,300 towards the end of this week. So yeah. So yeah. Thank you so much for subscribing, everyone in the chat. Hope you guys are doing well. Let me do this back. Let me do this back. So yeah, we have. Oh, it was 5 minutes already into London Open. Jesus Christ, I've been yapping on. So yeah, London Open is opened. Looking like not the biggest volume, because it never is right now. To be honest with you, London Open is nasty. However, you can see here that gold has retraced pretty hard. So do be careful, do be cautious. But what I'd say is, if you're looking for the buys, man, wait for a 4 hour to close bullish. Remember, look to the left hand side. What has happened before? The buys have only worked and they've only pushed when a 4 hour is closed bullish and the next candle's made a lower wick. Okay, so there's loads of examples of this. 4 hour close, make a lower wick, break the high. 4 hour close bullish, make a lower wick, break the high. Okay, 4 hour close, make a lower wick, break the high. Same thing here. So, you know, what I would look for in terms of buys, which was yesterday, is I really want us to get above. Yeah, like these areas here. Let's take a look at the 15. Yeah, it'd be around these areas, wouldn't it? Maybe a little bit higher. I don't really like that fake out on the left hand side, which I don't think you guys can see. It's this one here. That's a bit annoying. But I think once you come above 46, you could even wait until 47 to be fair, but 46 area, because look, why? Well, look to the left hand side and look what we've had before, right? When we close above, we drove to 49, okay, and then it actually drove all the way up to 55 after a retest. That's great. This candle closed above, ripped. This candle closes moving down very quickly. So again, the same hypothesis like I discussed before. Okay, we know that when price gets above 47, 46, this kind of area, what happens? Well, we fly down previously, we fly up previously, we fly down previously, we fly up previously. So is there a chance, is there a high chance I'm going to make some money in here? Well, hell yeah. Okay, I'm going to make probably 100 pips on this bad boy. Even if you got the lowest amount, which is like here. That's still 50 pips. So that is what I'm going to look for the buys on gold, okay? So what I mean by this is I need a closure, okay? I need a closure above this zone, okay? Because that would be confirming the bias. I don't like this fake out, but it was at 3 o'clock in Asian session, so I don't really take it too much into account. But I'd want a strong closure above here, so 30-minute. 15 minutes, something like that. And then stops would be probably below these lows, near 2340. So yeah. Where can you look for buys valid? 2360. Yeah, I said 2346. But do you not think it's a liquidity grab on the 4-hour time frame? What, gold? Yeah, it can be. It can be. Price has dipped into the zone. It's rejected. Yeah, just like it's done down here. 100%. However, again, it's like only when we start printing 4-hour candles bullish and making lower wicks respecting this support, I'm not bullish, right? You can't just take a buy. Just remember, right? If you're gonna take any sort of trade, make sure you have some higher time frame candles on your side, right? If you're getting into a trade here, into let's just say a buy. The daily candle's still bearish. The previous one closed bearish engulfing. Okay, the weekly's about to flip bearish. The previous candle closed bearish. The monthly's bullish. You still got the monthly on your side. Okay, hourly's bullish. 30 minutes bullish. But you don't have any higher time frames, which makes things hard when you lose a trade. Because when you lose a trade and you go into your little trading journal and you mark down what went wrong, okay, write down the higher time frames. Okay, and I tell you right now, the trades that you lose the most will work when you're going counter trend to the higher time frames. Okay, remember that the whole part of trading is to come second. Okay, you don't want to be first. You don't want to be guessing where price is going. Wait until price shows you where price is going with candles and closures and higher time frames and showing direction, and then enter and be second in the race. Okay, you don't need to be first in the race. You don't need to be the guy that gets a 1 to 30 R to R because he taps a little order stinky block and come last. Come second in the markets. Let the charts go first. Take your money and dip, boy. Okay, let price dictate. Exactly. It's the best way to be. That's what I did whole of last week. We waited patiently for gold sells in this area, and I took sells. Where did I take sells? I can show you. Let's take a look where I took sells. 28th of May. When was it? 28th of May. That was this Tuesday. Go back. I was break even on the 24th. Yeah, 23rd of May. 23rd of May, I took 2 trades. Took one at 23.52. Yeah, so it was here. So I took 23.52. I'll just show you. So I got in here after it closed below, because if you look to the left hand side, we have clean zones all the way back down. We drive every single time. Can you see? Drive. So I knew that once we get below those levels, we're going to drive. Okay, so the first trade was actually from here to here, which is 50 pips. And then I actually re-entered once we closed below that other level, like I discussed just a second ago, right around here, with stop loss above. And I took this one as well. Okay, so, and again, that was patience. For a lot of the week, I was actually waiting because, you know, there wasn't any opportunity to me. But it doesn't matter when you're trading. You don't have to trade every single day. Just wait out until the proper moves come. Okay, there's no point rushing in with a shitty setup. Just wait. And in terms of that small account, like I'm showing you guys, which I'm posting a YouTube video very shortly on the first months. We can look at the stats and all that jazz and how could I get better and all that jazz. But yeah, those last trades there on that day were here. Yeah, 23rd. Fucking hell, I took loads of 23rd trades. Jesus Christ. But yeah, was patient. And we did well. We did well, brother. So looking like Goldie's blasting off. Now, I mean, the issue you have with gold here is you know, this zone here was quite clean. Can you see these candles are very clean? So that could have been a little bit of an aggressive buy. But now look how choppy this area is. There's no areas to TP. I mean, maybe to the Asian high 23.39, but it makes things a little bit choppy. Whereas if you get above here, we've got a clean zone. So that's what I'm going to wait for here. That's what we wait for. Hi, which broker are you with? Thanks, Blueberry Markets. If you go on my Instagram, I've got a thing on soon. Actually, I'm filming a full breakdown of the strategy on the 2nd of June. If you sign up to either IC Markets or Blueberry in my link, which will be on Instagram, then you get access to it. Full breakdown. So yeah, you just gotta be patient with this. Yo, Huge, how you doing, my man? How you doing, my man? Is IQ Markets good? I live in the UK. Yeah, IC Markets is very good, brother. The tightest spreads. I've been using Blueberry at the moment with this small account, and it's quite nice that there's no commissions, which is very good. But IC Markets is the better spreads by far. So do we have any news later on? We had some 8 AM news for the Swiss over here. But actually we're all right until 1:30. So a lot of gold news later on, which could show you some direction. Meant to be negative numbers for the US, which means gold should be bullish. Okay, so if they come out the same. So yeah. This is good. So if you actually look on the hourly here, yeah, I mean the hourly's closed pretty much at the support. It's a little bit below, to be fair. Not too bad. Obviously the 4-hour here, you can see we've retested that level, which is what I expected. And the reason why I said that is because, yeah, we never really came back and retested, held the support and continued. We only did it with one wick there. So it did need some sort of retracement. I mean, how big is this move? It's moved already. 140 pips. Damn! Asian session got some nice trades there. 1 hour liquidity sweep on GJ. Do you trade full time? I trade full time for 3 years and then got bored of being in my room all day looking at a chart. So now I've got another job as well. So I got the best of both worlds. Learning some new skills whilst also just doing this. And I don't need to look at the charts all day because my zone's already set up. and I just have alerts on. So, because before, when I was streaming for 3 years, I did London stream and NY, and it was hard work, man. Hard work, especially when you just know sometimes there's just going to be no trades, or you know, you're just waiting. You know, I could just wait and be doing some other stuff, so I felt like I was brain rotting for half the time. So now the best of both worlds, man. But it's good, to be fair, because I'm still making more money than my other job. So the power, what's it called? The kind of the power that the job normally has on people, where they you know, they're paying their bills and stuff, is not as strict on me because I've got other sources. So I just do it for the fun. Advice for a beginner: go to live streams. Don't give any people your money until you go on live streams and look at what they're doing on a daily basis, breaking things down. Okay, all these little scammers on TikTok showing off, flexing, all they're doing is getting you to sign up on their broker, and they get a big cut because they're on a shit broker, which is unregulated. And yeah, I'm gonna do a video about those brokers because it's just a load of shit. It's not fair. Some of these brokers had, like, I remember some of them that I saw, it's like you can't even withdraw your money for half the time. You gotta pay them like £50 to withdraw your money. Like, what the fuck is this? So yeah, you've got to be careful with those people. All I'm saying is, if they look like they've just came out of GCSEs and they haven't got any sort of brain, that's probably because they haven't. So they probably don't know how to trade. Vantage markets, yeah, Vantage is alright. Never used them, but I've known of them. Look at this, 4 hour flipping bullish. Rejecting this zone, which is what the warning was today. Be careful, you can reject. That weekly though, oh, it looks so good to continue down, because look, we broke the previous weekly low as well, but we still know there's a lot of support there, and that's why we only needed to wait for a closure below 23.1. We needed to wait. So there's some sort of retracement on GJ. Very nice. The issue is it's like right at this resistance / support, so there's no real, you know, level to get to. But if you look at the 4 hour below, I mean, it's still very clean, and even in this area, which I do expect us to get to. So hopefully we can later on. But when you start to see retracements, you know, don't be annoyed about that. It's good. It means that price is pulling up. It means that you have more movement to get it back down to the low, right? So if price retraces and then closes bearish, rejecting, you've got a lot of time to get. You've got a lot of price to get back down to that low, which it normally does. Okay. So it's the same as when things are very bullish, right? When things are very bullish, okay, what you do is you wait. So you wait here, okay, you wait for price to push very, very hard. It pushes, this could be 9, 10, and loads of candles. Then price comes and retraces, makes support, closes bullish, engulfing, and then you're good to go. And then you take it off the rip break of the high to continue back to the high. So never be annoyed if things have pushed without you. Just wait for the retracement, because it will come. And if it doesn't, that's fine. But for the most part, it normally does. I found Bitcoin a bit easier to trade than Forex pairs. Really? Really? I disagree. Price only moves massively when you have news where you don't even know it's coming out. I don't know. I feel I feel Bitcoin is just shit. Like, where's the structure here on the daily? Massive. Look at this. Like, this is why I don't like it. Look, massive bullish candle. Oof. It actually nearly hits resistance, to be fair. Then just rejects. Now we're in a range. Bullish, bearish on the daily. I don't know. For me, it's shit. Whereas if you look at GJ here, right? Look how easy it is to have traded. Bullish candle, bullish. Never breaks the low, always breaks the high. Did this all the way up to here, retraces a little bit, and continues. I took buys every single day on this one, pretty much. Now we closed bearish. We broke the previous low, starting to get some retracements. But again, you're still bullish later on. We just need to retrace a little bit. If you look at gold here, look at gold on the daily time frame, a little bit more structure. But you can see down here, look how easy these buys were up. Then we had a little bit of a range here. Price closes bearish below, makes a top wick, flips, drives to the next resistance, which is here. Okay, comes back up, makes some resistance. Now this is a little bit of a choppy range, to be fair. And then we got the buys all the way up, very, very simple. Continuing the buys all the way up to the highs, which is based off the weekly and the monthly. Look at the weekly. Price made a high, price retraced, just like this candle, like I showed you here. Happens in all time frames. Look, price made a high in the weekly time frame, price retraced, made support, closed bullish, lower wick, flip, break the high, push. Okay, and that's what we got here. Whereas now, look what we've done. We've faked out back into the zone. We've made a top wick, rejecting a certain level. If we reflip here, break the low, we should drive to 2300. So that's the whole analysis for this week. It's just I've got to wait for us to get below a certain level because we are rejecting. We have a lot of rejection in that area, and you've got to wait. But once you get below, I did this analysis yesterday in this area. It's very clean that we push. You can see here we drive very quickly. So that's where I'm looking to take the sells. Do you trade options now? Again, trading options is just, you know, it's trying to predict what price is going to be in the next couple hours or days or whatever it is, right? Depending on what your option is. But I don't want to predict what's going to happen in the next hour or 2 hours. I want to see the candles printing, and then I'm going to have a good idea. If I'm just guessing like options are, it's just you're just guessing, bro. Oh well, it's bearish. Maybe we could go sell. But if there's no candle closures, I don't know. Again, you know, not Mystic Mike. You've just got to do the analysis properly, and you've got to look and want candles to close in your direction. And when they do, then you're ready to go, man. Riz. GJ, what are you doing? Very nice little retracement there. Hitting 199. And even the 4 hour, you could maybe wait for it to make a top wick back to 300, because that's where the 4 hour previous support was as well, and then reflip and drive, fill the previous 4 hour wick. That could be something you look for. But realistically, the reason why I'm not too bothered about GJ is because for the outlook last night, I wanted sells from here to here. Okay, because we moved very quickly in this zone. And obviously it did this, but it just did it very early on. So it's not like I missed the move. It's just it was early on in the session, very early on, like 5:30, 6 a.m. I shorted at 23.23. Are the chances slim of getting back down there because before market close tonight? 23. You got into 23.23. Oh my god, you got in low. Oh. Oh. Yeah, it's a bit of an L. Okay. I think you've got to wait for this 4 hour to close. If it closes bullish, you may be goosed over here, but you still got an hour and 30 left. You still got an hour and 30 left. I'm just fucking gassed at my zone yesterday. So I wrote this on sells below 23.25.1 last night, and look at this. We bounced straight off it, which shows that I've marked my zone off beautifully. Do you do one-to-one courses? I've been asked that by people, but I just can't be bothered, to be honest. So that's why I've said I'd rather do it to like a bunch of people, and you guys join the broker that I'm using, either Blueberry or IC, on my link on Instagram. Then I can give it out to anyone. Just doing one-to-ones is just a lot of effort. For only one person to get the knowledge, I'd rather help other people out. Yes, GJ, we're flying. Right, be 2 seconds. Quick go to the toilet. Send your link to ICL deposit. Go on Instagram, Stop Loss Matters, and then go on the link tree there. I can't send in links on TikTok or Instagram or something, on YouTube. For 2 seconds. Down, 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 down. Big retracement on GJ, very nice. Broke the previous hourly high, 4 hours closing, still in a while. I wonder if there's any news from it. Yeah, it's been pushing down the whole of Asian as well. What news do we have tomorrow? Manufacturing PMI, GDP, core price index. Okay, so Friday's actually not too bad. Yeah, it's only at 1:30 ready for New York as well. That's good. But yeah, it was good. The whole analysis for this month was to the T for both pairs. We wanted the price to come in. Look how big this low wick on GJ was for the monthly. Damn. But because it closed above resistance, we were looking to continue. Reflip, pushed, filled a wick, which is great. And then Goldie did the exact same pretty much. Not much of a low wick, but still filled the previous wick, which is what we expect with bullish structure, right? With bullish structure, we shouldn't break the low of the previous, we should always break the high. And that's what we've done in both pairs. Surely gold is bearish. It is, but it's at a very big. I mean, some people call it demand, but it's just a support, right? Okay, it's just looking to the left. We can see here. I mean, I've done it numerous times, but there's a lot of support here and here and here and here and here. Okay, so what I'm looking at is when price comes down, what happens? Well, it rejects. Okay. So even if you are bearish, which I am on gold at the moment, I still got to know, look, so if you might mirror this zone is going to be a pain in the ass until we close below, then I can rip. Okay, just like this candle did. Closure below, rip. Closure belows, rip. Okay, so once it comes hard. Bye, honey, love you, have a great day. When it closes below, it rips, but that's the thing as being a trader. You've got to be patient. Don't get in too early. If you know the support there, wait out. Be patient. Is your course good for beginners? I don't have a course. I don't care. I feel courses now, it's just a load of shit. Right? You need to do it live. There's only so much you can put in a book. You've got to see it live every day. So follow me on TikTok and come to the lives, and then also follow Don's really good at explaining zones. So Donvo is my boy. Okay, really good at explaining levels and going through the time frames and all that stuff. Okay. And he trades the same, so kind of the same, similar. Any grocery store where I can buy patience. Have a little patience. The best way to learn is live streams, 110%. And not just, I don't mean just a shitty live stream like on TikTok where it's someone just showing you their MetaTrader like, and he's got like 9 different cells on. Look at someone who's really doing the in-depth stuff. Fucking hell, GJ. Tracing hard. But it did, I mean, it went and tapped my level, which is the one that I expected us to go and retest. So, fair dues, maybe we're coming back up, but I don't really want any buys on GJ. I mean, the daily's still got no top wick. It could still make one theoretically. But I'll wait for the sales later on. Come on, Goldie. Yes, reject. Reject. Reject that zone, boy. So it's good that it is already starting to reject this daily support. Showing signs. But again, I'm being patient. I don't want to get in until we get below 25, and then we're gonna rip. Oh, 1 hour potential flip max. Yeah, I mean, it's still this previous still closed bullish, didn't it? But and actually the zone here is not the nicest. Maybe you can get 23.30, but we shall see. I came across one, yes. What's your thoughts on gold right now? It's just at a very critical level, bro. It's either going to break or it's going to hold. It's doing one of the two. How does the monthly matter if there's no clear resistance or support? There is, brother. There is. Not now it isn't because we're bullish, right? But when there's structure, when there's support. So, like, just to show you some examples. Here's a monthly support. Okay. Price held it here. Price held it here. Okay. Price comes and taps it. So you wouldn't want to be taking sells there, would you? Because it's at monthly support. Okay. Monthly resistance is all up here. Monthly res, monthly res, monthly res. Okay. When price breaks above, it retraces, rejects it, holds it as support, and then pushes. And that was your confirmations for buys when it breaks that monthly high. Do check the monthly, do check the weekly, because that's realistically where price is going. And sometimes I feel a lot of people get skewed up on the fact that they're just looking at the daily, the 4 hour, the hourly, and that's great. But really do remember you know, the monthly, the weekly as well. So just to give you an example, can you see this here? This is like an M. Okay, but basically what's happened is price made a high, came down, made support, continued. Now it's closed back in the zone. The zone should fill. Why? Well, just look at past examples, right? I mean, there's one here, not the same, but it's similar. Price comes up, makes a high. Price makes a support, comes up, closes bearish, fills the zone, comes back to support. This one similar here. Price comes up, makes a high, comes down, makes support, continues back up, rejects, comes back down at the support. Okay, price just moves exactly the same as it does in all candles, right? If price rejects a zone and closes back in it, it's very likely you're going to fill the previous zone. So we still think this weekly should break the low, which it already has done. And drive, boy. And you've got to be in that drive. No matter what, you've got to be in the drive. So you're saying, no, I'm saying because gold on the weekly time frames close back below. Can you see this weekly bearish candles close back in this zone? So the zone is from here to here, right? This is the resistance. This is the support. Okay? Because we closed back in the zone, okay, this candle's closed back in the zone, we should make a top wick. It could even come up to here as a top wick. Reflip, drive to the low. Okay? Because when you close back into a zone, the zone fills. That's just how price moves. Just go and check. Loads of times. So an example of this would be one here. Price closes above this resistance. Okay, rejects, closes back in the zone, fills the zone. Okay, the zone is from A to B here. Okay, so it's just a fake out, right? But this is a fake out on the weekly time frame. So it's a very high time frame candle. But it can just go down from where it is. Of course it can. It can do whatever it wants. That's not the way you need to look at it. You need to wait for the confirmations, brother. Of course you could take a sell now, but would that be reasonable? Well, not really. The hourly's bullish. 30-minute candle previously closed bullish back above this resistance. The 4 hours rejected our support zone. So you just gotta wait for a little bit more candles, okay? Is that win to loss ratio this month? No, since March maybe. I haven't updated it. It's probably 30 wins now. Since March the 1st. So wow, this GJ's retraced 50 something pips. Not bad. Not bad. So what you'd want to do is wait. I mean, later on, yeah, the news will come out at 1:30. So anything after 1:30, you'll be good to go. Yeah. Even GJ moves very nicely later on. If you actually look at some of my trades that I've took, a lot of them are later on in the day. I don't know if you guys can see this, but if you look down here, I haven't updated some of them, but 4:46, 4 p.m., 3:30, 4:34. Very, very, very later on in the day. Look again, 4:30, 4 p.m. So I've been quite liking the later trades because directions. I feel I like it because the direction is already set for the day. So if you find a clean zone later on in the day, you're going to be good. You think 2300 today can happen? It can. Of course, it can happen. It's very likely if we get below 23.25 and close below there, we're going to get to there, okay? Because we do it every time. If you guys as well on YouTube, if you guys have any charts to send in, make sure to send them in. We'll keep an eye and take a look at them. I always like looking at people's charts. If it's a winning trade, a losing trade, send them in. Oh my god, I put too much lion's mane in this coffee, bro. It's fucking nasty. Ugh. Why set buy stops and limits if it's going to hit up there, getting a lower and make it safe? What the hell? I find mad that a lot of people always discriminate someone else's workings out. It's like, bruh, maybe they just trade differently, brother. Maybe you don't know everything. Maybe. Maybe your ego is blindsighting your trades over here. I feel people that are talking about that are in like a nice little win streak, and I think they're next Warren Buffett. It's like, brother, let's see after 6 months. Do you not enter manually? It's non-biased votes because of fear. I use buy stops. I use buy stops quite a lot, and sell stops because it means, you know, you're waiting for a certain break of a low or whatever. So this GJ is retracing quite hard, but it doesn't really make much sense, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie, this retracement is quite heavy. Potentially means that, you know, this was a bit of news over here, but I don't know what it was. Take a look at what's happening now. Probably government talking a load of crap as usual. Labour Tories and Lib Dems pledged not to raise VAT. Oh my god, thank you so much for not bumming me on another tax. Oh, we're going to still keep it on 20% though. Amazing, thank you so much. God bless you. Fucking retards, bro. This government are a bunch of pile of absolute tossers. Sorry, I'm going to get onto a politics rant. They're not going to increase our VAT. Oh my god, amazing. It's not going to go from 20% to 25%. Oh my god, thank you so much for that. Amazing. I'm going to stick my poll vote in the fucking trash. And thumbs up to it. What else are these fuckers talking about? Labour vows to take back town centre from thugs. Ah, yeah, thugs. My days. Doesn't look like there's any breaking news though there, so... I remember when we were all in lockdown and stuff, and my mum was watching the news every day. I'm like, Mum, you're generally gonna end up seriously ill. Stop watching this foul crap. Look at it. It's just negative constantly. Negative, 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 negative. Negative, negative, negative. Do. It's not good, brother. So we've got an hour left for this 4 hour. This is going to be quite an interesting candle in the next hourly. That's going to probably decide if I take trades before then. But again, the next 4 hour would be at 2 o'clock, which would be perfect as well, right? So we'll take a look for that. But do just be careful in this zone. You've got to wait for it to get further below. My god, GJ's pretty much retraced that whole move through London. Damn. Look at that. Oh my god, look at this order block. Look at this order block. It tapped it to the T. 1 to 80 risk reward. Look at that. It worked. Tell you what, not bad, eh? Not bad. Most buy stops I see hit on live get stopped. I can't lie. That's not the buy stop, bro. Don't slag the buy stop off. The buy stop ain't doing nothing wrong, brother. People in the chat are talking about fucking hedging. What the hell? I mean, wow, this daily looks like it could actually make a top wick now. That shit has just ran. I mean, where would you want potential buys now? I mean, I'm still not in favor of the buys because the daily previously closed bearish, but yeah, interesting. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. To be fair, this 4 hour is still bearish. The previous candles have closed bearish. It's very, very hard to even look for buys on GJ at the moment. Gotta wait a little longer. So you can see this gold is just relaxing and holding this daily support, which is what we need to be careful for. We need to get it below, and then we'll be good. Okay, so I'm going to leave it off over here, guys. I'm going to do some more work. But in terms of later on, as I say, I'm looking for the sells below. We know this. And if, you know, the 4 hour starts to close bullish, we start to make some signs of bullish structure. Definitely above 23.46 in the 4 hour would be great. Why? Well, look. When we close above this line, here we drive. Here we drive. Here we drive. Here we drive. So definitely above 23.46.7 if the 4 hour closes above. If not, we'll have a look at the hourlies. We'll see what we can get in. But still waiting for the sells here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do this. I'm going to put an alert on for 23.29. Okay, so it'll be down here just to give me some sort of alert that we're starting to come back down, so I can take it later on. But yeah, in terms of that, I hope you guys have had a great morning session. Hope you guys actually got into those GJ sells that I discussed last night on the Outlook, but looks like it was very early, like straight off the rip at 6 a.m. man. 6 a.m. is early. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on. If you guys do want to join the group, make sure to do so. Only £30 a month. The link is in the description, and we'll see you guys in the next one. But yeah, the win rate is looking good, and we'll be going to continue that today, hopefully. So yeah, we'll see you guys later on. Peace out. Have a great rest of your day. Adios. See you later, guys. Adios, adios, adios. Adios. See you later, YouTube. Thank you so much for coming on. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.